Imagine waking up one day and feeling like everything around you has lost its spark, your routines feel empty, and even the accomplishments you once dreamed of leave a bittersweet sense of incompleteness. It's as if something invisible is calling you, a whisper telling you that there's more to life than what your eyes can see. But despite how unsettling this feeling may be, it's the first sign that you're on the brink of something extraordinary, your spiritual awakening. In this video, we'll explore the 5 stages of spiritual awakening, a journey that's not always smooth, but one that can transform the way you see the world and yourself. Each stage invites you to let go of old certainties and embrace new realities. And make no mistake, this journey is as unique as a fingerprint, unfolding differently for every individual. Some people resist change, convinced that their life is already complete as it is. Others, without even realizing it, are already moving through these stages, caught in their ego, searching for answers, or breaking free from societal expectations. That's exactly why this video could be the turning point you've been looking for. Knowing where you are on this path might be the key to speeding up your growth and aligning with your deepest purpose. Spiritual awakening isn't a privilege reserved for a select few. It's available to anyone, including you, who feels that something needs to change, even if you don't yet know what that something is. The answer might be waiting just a minute ahead in this video. So, where are you on this journey? Are you ready to find out which stage of awakening you're experiencing? 1. The ego. The ego is like an invisible mask we wear to face the world, though we're often unaware that we've become trapped in it. Driven by uncontrolled thoughts and emotions, we react instead of acting intentionally. Like a ship without a rudder, we let the waves of daily situations carry us along, unaware that we hold the steering wheel within us. At this stage, your identity molds itself to the labels you've accepted. The ego's inner voice narrates every situation as if it were absolute truth, distorting how you see yourself and the world. Your perceptions become foggy mirrors, reflecting insecurities more than reality. This lack of control over the ego's narrative makes us reactive, bursts of anger, defensiveness, and a constant need to validate our identity. We become so absorbed in our ego that even constructive criticism feels like a threat, provoking resistance, even when part of us craves acceptance. This distance from genuine connection feeds into negativity and conflict. Relationships begin to revolve around the ego's need for protection, creating cycles of tension and competition. Every interaction becomes a battle to win or defend ourselves, and we see others as opponents instead of fellow travelers on the same path. As confusing and uncomfortable as this stage can be, it's necessary. It lays the groundwork for the next phase, the death of the ego. Breaking free from this illusion is painful but essential for liberation. The discomfort you feel now is a sign that a new awareness is waiting just beneath the surface, ready to emerge when the time is right. 2. The death of the ego. The death of the ego feels like the collapse of a tower built on sand. All the beliefs that once upheld your identity crumble. The social masks you wore begin to crack, leaving behind an unsettling emptiness where certainty once lived. Paradoxically, losing who you thought you were is the first step toward discovering who you truly are. This breakdown reveals that much of what we call self is just a collection of labels we accepted without question. The separation between the observer and the inner narrative becomes clear, exposing the ego as nothing more than a shadow, one that was never the light of your essence. In this state, you're not just dismantling an identity, you're deconstructing an invisible prison. Diving into this emptiness may seem terrifying, but it's where a new way of being begins. Rather than resisting impermanence, you open yourself to it, realizing that control was always an illusion. The ego, once a dictator, dissolves like mist under the morning sun. What remains is a quiet invitation to observe without judgment. At this stage, it's like standing in front of a mirror that shows no reflection. Who are you beyond the stories you used to tell yourself? The absence of ready-made answers becomes a gift, not a burden. From this space of unknowing, a new understanding arises, the freedom to simply be, without the need for definition. The death of the ego isn't the end but a gateway to deeper self-awareness. Like a snake shedding its skin, you emerge transformed, more aligned with your essence than ever before. This rebirth inevitably leads to the next phase, the search for purpose and truth. 3. The stage of seeking. The stage of seeking feels like a silent call that echoes deep within your soul, a profound longing to find something beyond what the eyes can see. At this point, the once solid world begins to lose its rigidity, revealing gaps that can only be filled with inner answers. Every doubt becomes an open door to the unknown, and the desire to explore is irresistible. Seeking is not a straight path, it's a winding journey where asking the questions is just as important as finding the answers. You begin to withdraw from superficial distractions, turning your focus inward, like someone diving into deep waters to find clarity. Silent meditations, heartfelt prayers, or moments of solitude become your constant companions. In this phase, spirituality becomes your compass, though it doesn't point to a single destination. Instead, it unveils a vast landscape of possible paths, each with its own lessons and truths. Books and spiritual practices are embraced not merely as knowledge but as seeds of transformation. With each insight, new questions arise. What is my purpose? This stage doesn't promise definitive answers but offers a deeper understanding of yourself and the universe. The beauty of seeking lies in the journey itself, the joy of walking the path without the pressure of reaching an end. This genuine thirst for meaning creates an openness that didn't exist before. Certainties lose their weight, replaced by vibrant curiosity. It's like walking through a forest at dawn, where every step reveals a new view, but the final destination remains hidden. The next stage is the emergence of your authentic self, where the masks fall away and your true essence begins to shine. 4. Emerging as your authentic self. Authenticity feels like a fresh breeze sweeping away old facades, revealing the essence that was always there, hidden beneath layers of societal expectations. At this stage, you begin to feel increasingly uncomfortable trying to fit into roles that no longer resonate with who you've become. A silent resistance to conforming to outdated norms starts to grow, and it becomes harder to wear masks that no longer fit. Life now feels like a process of remembering who you were before the world told you who you should be. Like a child rediscovering their reflection for the first time, you reconnect with a pure authenticity untouched by external pressures. This reunion with yourself is powerful, though it may feel unsettling for those around you. Relationships and careers that once felt essential now seem like mismatched puzzle pieces. Your soul starts to reject anything that isn't aligned with your new way of being. Authenticity is no longer just a preference, it becomes a vital need for your inner peace. As a result, you often have to let go of what no longer makes sense. This phase brings profound, and sometimes lonely, change. You'll find yourself saying goodbye to old patterns and even cherished relationships that no longer fit your evolving self. Yet every loss is also a liberation, bringing you closer to a life where you can fully be yourself, without masks, without excuses. Decision-making becomes more intuitive, less calculated, as you follow an inner compass that knows exactly where you need to go. Emerging as your authentic self isn't the end of the journey, but the beginning of a life lived in alignment with who you truly are. From here, you step naturally into the final stage, a life where every part of your being is harmonized, and alignment becomes the foundation for a life of fulfillment and compassion. 5. A life of alignment. Living in alignment feels like finding the perfect note in a symphony, where every part of yourself moves in harmony. At this stage, you integrate all aspects of who you are, light and shadow, strength and vulnerability, into a whole, accepting every part of yourself without the need to hide imperfections. They are no longer flaws but essential elements of your existence. Your relationships gain a new depth, grounded in compassion and authenticity. Interactions are no longer about seeking validation but about fostering genuine connections. Every encounter becomes an opportunity to express who you are and embrace others fully, without judgment or expectations. Self-love, once a struggle, now blossoms naturally as a state of being. Alignment goes beyond the internal, it radiates into the world around you. Your connection to nature deepens, and the world becomes clearer, as if a fog has lifted. Even the simplest experiences are lived with gratitude, as you begin to see the beauty in both light and darkness, understanding that they are both part of the same cosmic dance. Life becomes a constant expression of love and presence. Every action, no matter how small, carries meaning and purpose. There is no longer a gap between who you are and what you do. Everything flows effortlessly from your being. This alignment brings a profound sense of peace, a quiet knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be, no matter the circumstances. This stage isn't a destination but a new way of walking the path. You realize that spiritual awakening isn't something that ends, it's an ongoing journey of growth and discovery. Now, you are ready to inspire others to walk their own paths, knowing that every step matters and that each phase holds its own hidden purpose. There's no right or wrong on this journey. What matters most is giving yourself permission to evolve at your own pace, knowing that every step, no matter how small, is essential. So, how about starting now? Ask yourself, which phase am I in? What do I need to let go of to move forward? The answer might just be the first step toward living in alignment with who you truly are. This journey doesn't have to be a lonely one. Share in the comments where you think you are and what your experience has been so far. You might inspire others facing similar challenges. And if this video resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way, you'll keep receiving content that could transform your life.